Hello, Earthlings. It's time to reset your cultural dial. Coming your way next on your favorite device, from the Hoosier State to all the ships at sea, it's the Crawfordsville Peachcast. And now, here's your second or third favorite Dave from Indiana, Dave Peach. Warning, other people named Dave may also appear.
Untoasted. Today it is Elizabethtown. I'm Dave Peach, and you are?
I'm still Dave Meyer, Dave Peach. Hi, Dave.
Dave, I got to ask you a question.
It's off. It's a little bit off mic, Dave.
I know. You know we're on YouTube.
I've read about this.
Now,
I know that it's out there. It's the largest, I believe, media platform in the world.
Now, what I want to know is,
is that your bad hand?
Can anybody walk by a back scratcher,
right,
and not immediately use it?
No, not if you can get your hands on it.
I mean, if I've got it, I'm using it right now. You know what I mean? This is they can ring a bell and salivate for the dog
Dave,
thing.
It is ring a bell
now,
and I'll salivate.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
That.
It goes like.
Whoa, okay. Hello, is that sponsored?
Yeah, it is. I'll give them a shout out. Valero here. They make ethanol out of corn.
What? Wow.
As opposed to ethanol, I guess that's what you do with that. That's how you make ethanol. It's out of corn.
Well, I was going to say there may be some backdoor methods, Dave, where people there in their garage are using other.
But look at that back scratcher.
I love that thing. First of all, I love the fact that
it goes in and out. It's retractable. For you listening on the radio, it's retractable.
Right. Okay. So tell me this.
I have a tendency to repeat everything too much. It's retractable. Yes. It's retractable. It's retractable. It's retractable. Wait a minute. It's retractable.
Okay. How about And it comes the one. If you're not watching us, it's in a bright blue. Does it come in other colors, Dave?
I don't know. But you could use it as a pointer.
Right. Pointer.
Hey, look up here. Look up here. Look over there.
It also looks like that little hand that makes people feel creepy.
Because I have the light behind me. Look at that.
I tell you what, Dave, this visual, this second dimension you've added to the Peachcast, we're playing with it this week. It's Dave, that's the creepy hand with the retractable creepy hand.
Okay. So we did the back scratching bit.
We did, and we have a movie to talk about at some point.
Elizabethtown.
Yes, that's not far from us.
Elizabethtown.
In Kentucky.
Orlando Bloom is 48.
He didn't, obviously not in this movie, but
no.
He's a youthful 48, though.
And we when I did the research on this, I found out that Katy Perry's new album has not done very well. Let me go through this. Her tour is, she's been disappointed or something, and it's not going well for KP. And apparently this is causing a strain in their relationship. They have been they've been engaged since 2019.
Wow, engaged since 2019. Dave, the odds, if Vegas is pushing this one, they're gonna say doesn't seem like a solid bet.
Now, I found it more incredible. Is that I did a search on Kirsten Dunst.
Yes.
Kirsten Dunst. I did a search on Kirsten Dunst. Mm-hmm. Now, in the search, there's a golfer named J.J. Spawn. He's in the U.S. Open. He's in the U.S. Open as we record this.
Yes.
And he is leading, after one day, he's leading the U.S. Open. Okay?
And he played pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
It was like a magical day.
I don't, good, because I didn't see it. Okay, so anyway. Here we go.
Okay.
He put out on and it was national news. He said, I was inspired by a Kirsten Dunst movie, Wimbledon.
Okay.
Can you believe that? And now here we are talking about Elizabethtown today on June 13th, 2025. That's amazing.
Dave, We are just basically two, whoever the second Bacon brother steps away from the zeitgeist.
Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you. Now, what I want to know is,
yes,
there were other people in that Wimbledon movie, but he called it the Kirsten Dunst movie.
Wow. Okay. Well, I didn't see it, so I can talk confidently about it.
No.
Was it a Woody Allen movie?
No, that's Breakpoint. Okay. That's like Breakpoint. That's with Scarlett Johansson.
Okay, so see, this is where it happens. This is where it starts, Dave. You get your Kirstens and your Scarletts and your tennis movies, and there's confusion.
We'll talk about it. And I've got my Pilot G207. I like the 07. The 10. I've never done the 5. I've never done the 5. I like the 7 for this, and then I like the 10. The 10 does have some other purposes, but the thing of it is, Scarlett Johansson, she skipped the teeny bopper, Bring It On, those type of movies. She went right to Oscar-winning material, kind of like Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep,
Horse Whisperer.
Yeah,
right.
Meryl,
she was the young gal in the Horse Whisperer.
Yeah, she didn't. She tested out of the Bring It On, Mean Girl, whatever.
She was never going to be in a High School Musical. Dave.
No, she was never going to be. But Elizabethtown, Dave. This is movie number 61. It has Orlando Bloom.
It's our Dick Butkus movie, Dave.
Yeah, 61. You're right. He was 51.
Was he? You're right.
Yeah.
Who's 61 am I thinking of? Okay. It's our Roger Maris movie, Dave.
Thank you. With an asterisk.
Ooh.
Not risk.
That's the Ann Harper, Dave. That's Ann Harper speaking to me.
That's Bob Costas, too.
Very nice.
It's got Orlando Bloom. It's got Kirsten Dunst. It's got Susan Sarandon.
Yes.
It has Alec Baldwin.
Big cameo at the beginning.
And this movie was produced by Cameron Crowe. Is that produced, directed, whatever?
I believe written, directed, and produced by Cameron Crowe, and probably, obviously, handpicked a soundtrack.
And I forget what the other movie they said, hey, from the makers of, but one of them was Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, Jerry Maguire, I'd say, is big movie. The other would be Almost Famous, probably, was another biggie.
And TC had something to do with this, Tom Cruise.
Yes, Tom Cruise is one of the producers.
Wow.
He's everywhere, Dave.
Well, his magic not shown here. It also had a guy by the name of Loudon Wainwright III.
We love Loudon.
If you remember, he did the incredible song Dead Skunk.
Where was that skunk, Dave?
It was in the middle of the road.
Yes.
It was stinking to high heaven. Stinking to high heaven.
If you're old enough, you also know in the first season of MASH.
3 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he produced a couple of singer-songwriter kids.
Stinking to... Do you think he hung out with Gary Mule Deer?
I think he and Gary Mule Deer probably got stupid.
How about
together.
that one guy, My Girl Bill guy, Jack Stevenson?
Can't say enough the way I feel about.
What's that guy's name? Jim Curtis? Jim Stevenson.
No.
Jim Stafford.
Jim Stafford.
Jim Stafford. I don't like spiders and snakes.
Yeah.
He doesn't like spiders and snakes.
What's another one, Dave? There's one more.
I think there's My Girl Bill, Something's Brewing or something. It's kind of a buildy horror movie type.
It's something like that. But I want to say, Dave,
Jim
I believe
Stafford.
And this may still be true, but at one time there was a Jim Stafford Theater, I believe, in that area of Arkansas, which people go to.
We also had Paula Deen, and did you know that Paula was spelled Deen?
I guess I didn't watch a lot of Paula Deen.
Yeah.
I was familiar with who she was because the voice is distinctive and the hair and like Southern food or whatever. So that's what I remember. So no, I probably never looked it up. She actually, I got to give her credit. In the few scenes she's in, she's either funny or interesting.
Paula Deen basically played herself in the movie.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And that's with some good lines. And she was married to a guy who had some very strong feelings about cremation, Dave.
Very much so. 2005 was the movie. This is right in the middle of it all for these actors. Orlando Bloom. I mean, you talk about a 1-2 punch. The Hobbit.
Yeah.
And Pirates. And the only thing about The Hobbit that I don't like is that the movies just aren't quite long enough.
Right.
I'm looking for a 5.5, 6 hour movie when I sit down on a Sunday afternoon at 1:00 after I've eaten, $24 worth of Long John Silvers, and they throw The Hobbit on there at 1:00. And then at 4:30 I'm going, it's over? Are you kidding me?
It's over.
It's over. That's it.
Where's Gone with the Wind?
That's it. Only 3. Oh, he lost it on YouTube.
Well, folks, you are experiencing some of the technical difficulties we can have now on the video side.
I'm trying my best, man. Okay,
Dave.
Hey, we're back. We're back up.
In.
Wow,
I like it. It looks good.
But yeah, at 4:30, it's kind of lurching up here. We're going to get this eventually.
Eventually,
but
yes.
At 4:30, you think, man, is that all there is? I mean, 3.5 hours. That's it. And what do I do now?
Felt like a commercial.
And then they say, oh, there's another one. I go, oh, you're kidding. You got to be kidding me. There's another one? There's another? How many are there? Oh, there are like 3 or 4 of them. I go, what? Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me. I know.
Yeah,
there are some people out there that like these movies, and now they hate me because I've done that.
They would say, listen, Dave, they weren't even faithful to the book. They should have been 9 hours apiece.
Well, what I want to know is, Leonard Nimoy wrote a song, Bilbo Baggins, right?
Bilbo Baggins.
How did you do that before the movie even came out?
Dave, yes. And I think if we could probably get the rights to Bilbo Baggins because it's probably not a big deal. We could probably play that and analyze it at some point.
Bilbo Baggins.
When I watch that little video of Bilbo Baggins, I feel uncomfortable for both me today and Leonard, even though he's dead.
So,
I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to feel about Bilbo Baggins, Dave.
Kirsten Dunst, 43 years old in 2025, and she was in between 2 Spider-Man movies when this came out, 2 and 3.
Wow.
MJ.
That's a pretty good place to be.
Yeah, that's got to be.
She had let me say here, fairly famous movie kiss in the lexicon of movie kisses.
Oh, the upside down
Spider-Man.
kiss. That's right.
So
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure she got some pretty good paydays on Spider-Man 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I would think she did pretty
those
well.
Were good gigs. Little mailbox.
Did it
money.
pretty well. Okay, this is Elizabethtown, 2005. The budget was $45 million. It made $52.2 million. It was not a success. It, obviously you're Orlando Bloom and Kirsten. You're looking for some other type of vehicle to kind of stretch the horizon. I mean, you've done some blockbusters, but you're kind of looking for that, kind of like with Cruise and Top Gun. He got that Jerry Maguire thing in there, and what was it? You Had Me From Hello and all that stuff. And I had the feeling in this movie, we'll talk about it, I had a feeling they were trying for some of those You Had Me From Hello lines, and none of them hit.
Right. I mean, that whole we're the substitute people thing.
Yeah,
right?
we're the substitute people.
We're the substitute people. I mean, there were a lot of lines that felt like they were trying to make them lines more than advance kind of plot or, get us to know the characters better. But, yeah, I don't know. This is one of those movies where I can't help but fall in love with the Claire character.
Yes.
And know that it wouldn't work. But I also am so drawn to that type of person.
the movie starts, and I found out there were some things I saw in the movie that I actually picked up in the trailer. Because the trailer explained it to me. Okay, we start out with a recall of shoes. I didn't know what that meant. Okay.
Right.
And then later, oh, yeah, I get it now. And, he there are a couple things there. But he worked for a shoe company. Now, here's where I think the movie kind of starts off on the wrong foot, if you will.
If you will. And
that's where shoe company is, wrong foot. Okay, there's a guy named Phil Knight. You might have heard of him.
Right, usually wears sunglasses.
Yeah, his name is Phil.
I think but Ben played him in the movie.
Okay, his name is Phil Knight. He lives in Oregon, right? Or his company is in Oregon.
Yeah, Beaverton.
It's called Nike.
Yes.
Here's my phone ringing. Here we go.
That's the black line.
That's the injury hotline.
That's the injury hotline.
I'm just kidding. It's not the injury hotline.
It's not, folks.
Yes.
Don't worry.
You can still call the injury hotline and they will answer. Believe me. So there's a guy named Phil Knight. He lives in Oregon and he has a company called Nike. Okay.
Yeah, I'm following. Okay. People are fairly well known.
And this movie starts out, and the guy's working for a shoe company in Oregon.
Yes.
And his boss is named Phil.
Not only that, Dave, the helicopter fly over Portland.
Come on, man.
Over Portland.
Come on, man.
Very recognizable.
I mean, wouldn't you go for his middle name spelled backwards or something? I mean, just throw something out there. I mean, Phil. I mean, you name the boss Phil.
Right. It feels like Cameron has met Phil and wasn't impressed and wanted to take a shot.
Phil. I mean, call him. I didn't get it. I'm like, man, this is fun. Well, anyway, Orlando Bloom, who his name is Drew. Mm-hmm. So he was somehow put in charge of making this new shoe called Spasmodica.
Yeah, he's like the lead designer of this shoe, which is supposed to be like, I don't know what the next big shoe is, but it sounds like a fairly hyped launch of the leading shoe manufacturer's shoe.
It was a disaster, and it lost Phil's company nearly $1 billion. $972 million, which must have meant something to somebody.
Yeah, it must have. And I would say now that would be $972 in 2005 dollars, right, Dave?
Yeah.
So if we look at it today, I'm sure it's easily over the $1 billion. So he took out. So the movie begins with our protagonist being a real drain on a company. And then, Dave, what is he going to do next?
Well, one, he says goodbye to Jessica Biel.
Yeah. Or she says goodbye to him.
Jessica Biel and Alec Baldwin were, two of the bigger stars. I mean, as far as the list goes, and they were gone quick.
Yes, very much.
I
think you see Jessica a few times later in flashbacks,
and some phone calls and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, because of the despair over losing $972 million, Orlando Bloom is suicidal.
Yes, and looks to be devising a clever way to try to take his own life.
Again, I'm going to pick on Orlando a little bit.
I think you're allowed, Dave. He's a thin, good-looking guy.
The despair. I didn't see the despair on his face. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. It was almost like a joke. I mean, I should say, he didn't really be taken. It seemed like suicide for him was a little bit. I mean, he didn't look to be that bothered. Let me just say that.
I got to tell you, now that you say that, it's almost like, and Dave, I am obviously we're 1,000% opinion, but here we go. It's almost like he knew he wasn't going to really kill himself because in the next scene he was going to be going to Kentucky. So, yeah, you're right. It's like he's not really putting together. We're just showing the audience that he's capable of this. But as you say, he wasn't. We didn't take him seriously. At no point during that did it seem like he was in danger or we were worried about him.
He received a phone call from his sister telling him that his dad died.
Yes.
And that got him off the suicide track, fortunately. And then he had to take a flight, apparently from Bolivia to Louisville, because it lasted like 8 hours. I don't know what was that. I thought they were going to Costa Rica, but they were just going from Louisville. I mean, from Portland to Louisville. What is it, like 28 hours? I mean, what's the deal?
Dave, I've flown. I think I have flown from Seattle to Miami, and it was like 5 hours.
Okay, well, okay, there we go. Okay,
so,
see, I don't know.
But so anyway, I'm saying, and also too, in the middle of the night.
It just seemed to be a long flight, and he was the only one on the plane, and so I'll retract that. I don't know anything about planes. Okay, so good. He lands. So the premise is that his dad died in Kentucky.
Yes,
and so Orlando Bloom is put in charge of escorting the body back to Oregon. Was that right?
Back to Oregon. Yes. Yeah. Basically, the sister is calling to say, "Mom can't handle going. You've got to represent the family. Go to Elizabethtown and take care of Dad."
So Orlando gets on a flight to Louisville, and along the way, he befriends Kirsten. Or I should say Kirsten. He's the only guy on the plane, and Kirsten, I don't know. You tell me.
She's the only flight attendant that we see. So, it's a pretty easy fit. And she kind of pushes it more than him to begin with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So she's kind of inquisitive, and he kind of doesn't want to talk. And, but at this point, like, she asks, and he says he's going about his father, but he says his father's fine. So he basically doesn't tell her why he's going. And she makes a big deal once she finds out he's going to Elizabethtown to give him directions. At this point, Google Maps was not as big, or however you get around. And so it's a big deal. That's kind of this premise. 60B. Make sure you don't pass 60B. Easy to miss it.
He must have missed it. He got on a bridge, or went through a tunnel that's really not between Louisville and Elizabethtown. So he goes to Elizabethtown, and there's 50 relatives there in a room that, probably a 3-bedroom house with 150 people in there.
Yeah, and I guess it seemed like the home of Paula Dean, right?
Yes.
It does, because she seems to be kind of the one that's most in charge of the chaos. And then she takes Drew into this room with all these family pictures and basically kind of talks about members of his family and his dad. And there's kind of a funny scene, because there's this estrangement between Susan Sarandon, but you don't really know the whole story with maybe the city or whatever. And then she says, "Oh, I should have a picture of your mother in here somewhere."
And she says, I think what we will call, let's see, we're gonna look up the definition, because we went over definitions last time.
Right.
I think this is help me out here. Nope, I'm going to get it. This next page. I think it's okay. It is a MacGuffin, a plot device. Well, it's not even a plot device. Often an object, event, or character that drives a narrative. No, it's not even a MacGuffin. It's a red herring. It's a red herring, maybe. Anything that misleads or distracts from the larger question or mystery at hand. If it misleads purposefully or not, it's a red herring. I'm going to put it in the red herring. You give the line.
I like that.
You give the line.
Well, I was going to say, Dave, you could call it a supernumerary, because that's what the definition is. But no, I'll explain that. But basically, in the movie, she's saying, and this is your uncle so-and-so, and he had a drinking problem. He was an alcoholic. He was, good-looking guy. Show a picture of him, and then she says, he had 3 nipples. 3 nipples. And then she kind of does this round thing to say where they were. So, yeah, it's a funny, Dave. It's funny. She nailed the line.
It made the preview.
So if someone has a third nipple, Dave, it means they have a supernumerary nipple or a third nipple. Says here, Dave, and I'm quoting from AI Search Labs of Google, relatively common condition.
Relatively.
And they're usually, Dave, these extras, they're harmless and don't require medical attention. So I hope we're doing that's a little community service right there, buddy. Okay. I think we should keep moving, Dave. I'm so sorry that we dived down.
Well, three is the magic number.
Three is the magic number, Dave.
Okay, so he's in Elizabethtown, but apparently he wants to stay in Louisville. So he drives. He makes the 50-minute commute from Louisville to Elizabethtown.
I did make note of that you don't want to look that one up.
They're not that close.
There'd be a lot of car time we missed in the movie, Dave.
And we see the relatives, and there is kind of a trip back in time with all the kids.
Oh, the drive into town.
Yeah.
The drive into town is magical.
Yeah.
And from a kid who grew up in Newcastle, Indiana, I've never gone back as something. And to the people, they see him as this guy who's gone away and works for this incredible shoe company. So they don't know at this point that the shoe is going to hit the market as bad. So
that's right.
All they know is his father is dead.
That's right. They don't know that this thing's a big bomb.
Right.
The shoe company is a bomb. So he's kind of like, so that kind of played into the movie as well. So he's staying in Louisville. He runs into some people that are Chuck and
Cindy, Dave.
Chuck and Cindy having a wedding, and that's kind of a side bar
of many. There are a few.
So, then it becomes, like I said, kind of a trip back in time with the little kids. Oh, I was going to say, where did this video come from with the exploding house? Where was that holding? Where was he? I mean, he just
okay.
Okay, help me out. Okay. How does it make sense?
I'm gonna try. Okay, so this is like the central house that everyone is, the people that are in town, all the relatives, all the friends.
3-bedroom house with 150 people.
Yes. So it's chaotic, and all these kids are screaming, and the parents are basically screaming for the fathers, go take care of your kid or whatever. And anyways, our Drew character goes into all this chaos, puts a VCR, no, it was a DVD, I believe, into the machine, and it starts playing this video that's like basically this guy that's like he's a host talking to kids. These were really big back then, because I remember this kind of started in the 90s, which is kind of the Builder Bob thing was the nice version. But then it kind of evolved, and anything that involved construction or large, earth moving devices or then blowing things up became a thing. So basically the scene is there's this guy on the video saying, okay, did you bring your tools? Talking to the kids, and they're all, they're transfixed, right? And then he's like, okay, we're going to do this right. We're going to blow this house up. And so they're all like, wow.
Yes.
And all the kids get quiet, and all the adults are amazed that the kids got quiet. It neither advances plot nor reveals more of the characters, Dave. It's just kind of a thing that's in the movie, which is why, even though like I say, I love this movie, but I also, it's like a relative that they can't keep a job, but you love them. But you see why they can't keep a job.
Okay, so
but you love them.
So this was a video that you could go out to the store and buy.
Yes, exactly. It was like construction Jim's, blew up thing.
Now let's talk about the timing of all this.
Okay.
Dad dies.
Yes.
Mom, in how many days, tries to fix the car, takes tap dancing lessons, enrolls in a comedy class, and goes to the bank and wherever.
I think she also was cooking. Was there cooking
it was
in there?
Cooking.
Yes.
Yeah, she's tried cooking. Yeah. So, I mean, they go to Elizabethtown, and Susan Sarandon and the sister end up going there too. So it kind of, the part about him taking his dad back goes away because of the cremation.
Yeah, that
all
goes
stuff.
away.
So how long did Susan Sarandon have to do all that?
See, okay. Obviously, I think it had to be within about a 48-hour period.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Now, but this gets into some things, which is towards the end of this movie, it's almost like to round out this character, because there are scenes when you see her and basically all you know is that she's manic. That's all you really know. She's manic.
And she didn't get along with her in-laws.
She didn't exactly get along with the in-laws, and she kind of has some issues with maybe Elizabethtown. You come to find out later that that Mitch, who is the father who died, and her husband and Drew's father, was engaged to an Elizabethtown woman or girl at the time when they met. So there was kind of she took Mitch, a prize son and West Point graduate, out. She took him away from Elizabethtown, and there's this whole thing about now he's in California, part of the California part, and he keeps saying we live in Oregon. We live in Oregon. But now, kind of a running joke.
It was good that they had that woman talk at his funeral, though.
Yes.
The one that
did love him. And then later in the movie, when all hell's breaking loose after there's a fire during Freebird, and we can get to that or not. That feels like one of the things you should see. But then you see her stealing the big picture of Mitch and running out, which kind of tied up. But the weird thing on the Susan Sarandon character is there's a scene in the end where they kind of soften her out. She does this nice speech, and then she does this dance. And Dave, I felt like that dance lasted about 10 minutes. I don't know that it did, but it felt like it did. And so part of me is saying, like, I bet they cut out a bunch of scenes that set this up, maybe. I don't know. And then maybe were they contractually bound because she learned this dance to keep the dance could not be cut less than 10 minutes. Okay.
How many tap dancing lessons could she have had in 48 hours?
Dave.
That's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. And I got to say too, in doing, the little background for this, Jane Fonda was originally, there's your pilot. There's your 7 right there. Jane Fonda was originally slated, Dave, for this role, but had to drop out.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I could see Jane Fonda.
Now, I'll give you some others.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher was also at one point slotted in for this, as was, they say, Sean William Scott, Colin Hanks, Chris Evans, and James Franco all auditioned. Kutcher was hired, but then they basically didn't think that he and Kirsten Dunst worked together well and ended up with Mr. Bloom.
I'd have to look it up. When did Buck Howard come out compared to this?
Ooh, good question. I thought for some reason, I'll try to look that up here, but I want to say Buck Howard I thought was 2005, but I
kind of the same thing. He can look it up. Let's see. Yeah, we did that. This Is Your Life. Let's do something interesting.
2008 is Buck Howard.
So Colin Hanks was in that one. So another thing, where does Claire live? Where's her home?
It's clear.
Where's her home?
I don't think it's clear. And there's also this backstory that she is involved in a relationship with a married man, right? And yet there's a point at the end when Drew questions whether or not he even exists, and she doesn't answer.
Yeah, and his name is Ben.
His name is Ben. But Dave, what do you think?
Well, okay, here's my thought.
Okay.
She makes her way to Louisville to stay in the hotel that Drew is staying in.
The Brown Hotel, very nice.
The Brown Hotel. And they befriend the couple getting married, and Kirsten is now at the bachelorette party or whatever. I don't even know if they had bachelorette party. But anyway, she's right there. Now, look, so she doesn't, we're going to say she doesn't live in Louisville?
Boy, you know what? Okay, now, Dave, if I am the person who's thinking about this, I'd have to say yes. Yes, she's based in Louisville, because that's why it would make sense how well she knew to tell him where to go. Now, she doesn't sound like, but she does try to coach him on how to say Louisville.
Okay, now.
Not Louisville, but Louisville.
So after she stayed the evening and the night with Orlando. With Drew.
Correct. At one point.
She walked outside. Where was she going when she saw everybody in the wedding party and they were yelling at her, men and women yelling at her? Where was she walking to at that point? Because she almost had to live in Louisville.
She had to live in Louisville.
Why would she be leaving if she was staying in the hotel? So she wasn't staying in the hotel. She was walking somewhere. Where would you walk? I mean, if you were staying in the hotel and you had last night's clothes on, you would go to your room.
You would go to your room, but she was leaving the hotel.
She was leaving the hotel.
Dave. Again, there may have been a few scenes cut out.
Okay.
Because I am clueless on that one. I think part of me was like, he left that nebulous because she does not. Part of her appeal or part of her role in the movie is, okay. I mean, somebody could probably say, no, Claire's an angel. The character of Claire is an angel.
I like that. Well, I would almost
made it up.
I'm almost going to go with the angel because again, how much time has gone on? Because Claire prepares CDs, pictures, directions, artwork,
oh my God,
historical perspectives that match what Mitch would have wanted and where Drew was in his life, presenting it to him in like a special box.
Yes.
And apparently, along with the imaginary camera,
right,
she's got a real one, and she had to be working overtime.
Oh my gosh!
To get this ready,
Dave,
ready
the level of art direction and just flat out work that it would have taken.
With
not only that,
with the music.
Think about this: she had to try to calculate where he was going to be exactly when, because that was part of the whole deal, right? All this led him to a place in Memphis, I believe, right? Yes. And so he goes to Memphis, he does these things, and then he goes where she plants a message in one of his shoes that is at an outdoor festival. Now, the amount of not only preparation, Dave, but coordination that worked out here, it would take a team, but she was able to do it in her spare time when she's not flying around the country. So all that leads to, oh my God, Dave, we've been watching a rom-com, and I wasn't really clear about that.
And now we throw a little Hunter S. Thompson in there. We do because we're. Oh, Dave, this is where I don't know. I mean, what this is a movie. This is a movie. This is a lot of ingredients that didn't work well. They just didn't. It just didn't. It didn't. You know, you wanted it to do something, and it really just didn't do anything. No, I mean, I think about it now when I'm watching it again and again. First of all, I love these little scenes, and there's a Tom Petty song, right? But it's more like these scenes that I attach meaning to, and then a few of these things where, you know, like her saying Dickie had 3 nipples. You know, that I remember that, okay? But this whole thing, like there's romance in them being on the phone all that time and then deciding to meet, and then she says, we peaked on the phone. You know? And that's like, okay, you kind of see how that could happen, but it's because it's this romantic thing. And then, so there's all these aspects of it that you like either connect to or you go, oh, or whatever it is. But there's not a story here that's that interesting. And that's why it's not a great movie. I mean, it's not I love it, but it's not really even a good movie. No. You know, I got it. There's probably people that truly, for whatever reason, because of different things, it's a hard movie to hate,
some movies you can go, I hate it because of this. No, this movie's cute. I'm
going to ask you a question, Dave. I'm going to ask you a question.
Dave.
I think we can get to it right now.
Okay.
Defend this movie. If let's say that you put yourself in the role of someone who actually liked the movie, what would they like about the movie Elizabethtown?
Well, I would say this movie is about deep cynicism and also inspiring hope. And it's also there's a common, very common thread story of, forget the tennis shoe thing and forget some of the stuff, just the journey of getting the phone call that you've lost a parent and now you got to do something. Yeah. I think a lot of people can relate to that or know they're going to get that call. So that, if you like a movie that you just because it has good music, this has a great soundtrack. I mean, good Tom Petty. I mean, it's a diverse soundtrack. So I'm looking now just at some of that. Multiple Tom Petty songs. Patty Griffin, Lindsey Buckingham, The Hollies, Ryan Adams, Kathleen Edwards. The band Ruckus is actually My Morning Jacket, Dave, and they've got a couple of songs on here.
And I thought the Fleetwood Mac song worked well, Big Love.
Yeah, Big Love, absolutely. And as well as he mixes a little Motown in there with the Temptations are in there as his ringtone, right? Every time his ringtone, he gets a phone call. So it's from that perspective, but and you may be, if you like Kirsten Dunst or you like Orlando Bloom, you should see this movie as a part of it. And I mean, the Kirsten Dunst character is like one of those like movie character, almost like she needs saving, or she would be fun to spend time with if you lived in a movie life, So there's, you can find that connection. But if you're going to say, you have to defend this movie on the merit of the storytelling or the way the story is told or the significance this movie played when it came out, you're going to lose every battle on those fronts.
Elizabethtown, 05, Orlando, Kirsten, Susan, and Loudon Wainwright III, looking for his second hit, right?
Yeah, well, he had, if you remember from the movie Knocked Up, Daughter, that's my daughter in the water, bought her everything she owns, kind of thing. I had that as a ringtone for a while, Dave.
Number 61, Untoasted, Dave Peach, Dave Meyer. Next up, Blue Thunder from 1983.
We're getting off the ground, Dave, and we're going back to a little Roy Scheider. You can't ruse with Roy at the helm.
Roy Scheider. Okay, not to be confused with Daniel J. Triavante.
They kind of look like they're different brothers from.
Did I get his last name right? Trevante.
It's close enough for me.
Trevante. He was on Hill Street Blues about the same time, right? 83 or what?
Same time, yeah. Yes. Veronica Hamill's love interest.
Roy Scheider. Well. Roy Scheider was in Jaws.
Jaws, all that jazz. This was he had a big run in the I'd say early to mid 70s.
Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Untoasted. And if you're watching on YouTube, get one of these back scratchers. Maybe you can call Valero and they'll send you one. Dave, always fun.
My pleasure, Dave. It's always fun to be on the Peachcast.
Now, could we come up with an end?
Yes.
like a saying, like maybe folding in Untoasted or something. We'll work on that.
Okay, I want to get us an Untoasted.
Thank you for your
theme.
time. An Untoasted, like a hey, if it's not that, then it's Untoasted.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay. Come up with that one.
We got to come up with something.
Yeah.
We can do it.
We'll try. For now, that's Untoasted.
Thank you for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast. If you enjoyed it, follow the podcast and ring the bell so that way you'll always be up to date with the newest episodes. We'll see you next time.